On the morning of Friday, April 23rd, we enthusiastically prepared to sail into our last foreign port, Kobe, Japan. With a population of 1.5 million people, this seaport and commercial city located on the south coast of Honshu Island is Japan's principal commercial port. Heavily bombed in World War II, it has been entirely rebuilt since 1945. Backed by high verdant hills, Kobe is a very clean and attractive city. On the pier, a brass band had turned out to give us a musical greeting. The walk into downtown Kobe was about 1.5 miles, so most of us bought tickets for the fast and efficient Portliner monorail. Kobe presents a dramatic change from the villages and towns of China. Almost all of the buildings of Kobe are less than 50 years old. In contrast to Kobe's shopping malls was the Shinto shrine here in the heart of Kobe. And this waterfall in the hills just behind Kobe. One of the best things to do in Japan was to enjoy the tea houses and Japanese gardens. The only affordable way to get around Japan was by using the efficient and omnipresent electric Japanese rail system. A short train ride from Kobe was the city of Himeji. Here is Himeji Castle, probably the most beautiful castle in Japan. It was modeled after a heron in flight. About an hour by train from Kobe was the city of Nara. This is the famous deer park, and the huge wooden Daibutsu-den shrine houses a great Buddha, said to be the largest bronze in the world. Many of us also visited Kyoto to see such places as the Heian Shrine, and to walk up Potter Street to look at the handicrafts and enjoy the food snacks on our way to the Kiyomizu Temple. In another part of Kyoto is the famous Golden Pavilion. And this is the Ryoanji Zen Rock Garden, noted for its carefully raked gravel and intriguing symbolic rock islands. Many of us went to Gion Corner to see a performance of traditional Japanese ceremonies, music, dance, and theater. Grabbing seats on the famous bullet trains, some of us hurried off for a short visit to Tokyo for some people and sight studying on the Ginza and the Imperial Palace, a classic architectural symbol of Japan itself. And here is the Kannon Shrine. At night, Tokyo is a neon festival of light. Restaurants, pachinko, and nightclubs all compete for your attention. And back in Kobe, Professor Hendricks' photo class displayed their work at a show inside the port terminal.
I'm from Colorado.
Kobe newspaper. Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming. The two gentlemen these two people right here are students, and this is Grace. She's also a student. And we have sales all the way around the world. And I teach a class in photography, so these images were taken in South America, South Africa, India, Malaysia.
So there must be some limitations on where you can put the cup.
On an FDP led by Professor Schweitzer, a few of us toured the Kinky Coke factory. of us joined an FDP led by Professor Goldstein to Hiroshima. The bullet train sped us there in less than 2 hours.
We will arrive at Hiroshima Terminal in a few minutes. Passengers going to the Sanyo, Kure, Kabe, and Gelbi lines, please change trains here at Hiroshima. Thank you.
Ready to roll, ready to roll. People in the thank you shop.
We studied the memorials at the Hiroshima Peace Park and Museum.
And they pray for peace here.
What does it sound like?
These folded paper cranes are left here as peace offerings.
Do you think someday there will be no nuclear weapons in the world? Do you think so? Of course. Of course. Have a hug? Thank you.
Here we are at the Hiroshima Memorial. It's an awesome site. It's in April, and it's about 2 years before the 50th anniversary. But it's really awesome to me, someone who has worked on Pearl Harbor for the last 20 years. It reminds me a lot of Pearl Harbor, a national shrine where people from all over the country come to read and to hear and to see about history, an earth-shattering event, the bombing of Hiroshima. The museum itself is really awesome. It's the best word I can describe it. It has artifacts, it has pictures, it has recordings of the events that happened that terrible day. It's hard to believe to the average American that 140,000 people died in this town. As I stand here now, there must be 200 children walking by me to the left and to the right, all ages who have come here to see and to study what happened. And I think the theme of what happened is much like Pearl Harbor. Remember Pearl Harbor so it doesn't happen again. Remember Hiroshima so that doesn't happen again.
I thought that it was really frightening that we could have done something like this, like our country.
It made me very sad, depressed.
We never could have taken these islands without so many more people being killed, Japanese and American. I think we had to stop it, and the shock of it's what helped stop it.
For the final time, we returned to the SS Universe and prepared for our emotional departure from Japan to the United States.
You guys have 10 minutes to get back on the ship.
She was making for the trades on the outside, and the downhill run to Papa Ede. Off the wind on this heading line, the Marquesas. You got 80 feet, nice be making way in the noisy bar.
I've been a little nauseous, but never.
Yeah. Watch, I realized why twice you ran away. Think about how many times spirits are using me. Lord, your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure. And you know it will.
From Japan, it would take 13 days to cross the Pacific. Home was our next destination.
For the first time.